Venerable Father Germanus Ruopolo was a Roman Catholic priest in the Passionist order. He was born in Naples on January 17, 1850, and died on December 11, 1909. He was the spiritual director of Saint Gemma Galgani beginning in September 1900. After her death in 1903, he wrote The Life of Saint Gemma Galgani. On the life of Saint Gemma, he says,
Gemma knew by divine inspiration that in the convent of Passionist nuns at Corneto, Italy, there was a religious sister very dear to God, who was near death. She asked me about it, and on my answering that it was so, she at once began to implore of Jesus to make that particular religious expiate all her faults on her deathbed, so that breathing her last she might enter paradise at once. Her prayer, at least in part, was heard. The sister suffered greatly and died in a few months. Gemma told those in her home of it, in order that they might pray for the deceased, and she gave her name, Maria Teresa of the Infant Jesus. After her death, this soul appeared to her full of sorrow, imploring her help, as she was undergoing great torments in purgatory for certain defect. From that moment she gave herself no rest. She fervently offered prayers, tears and loving petitions to our Lord.
Jesus, save her.
She was overheard to exclaim,
Jesus, take Maria Teresa to paradise without delay. She is a soul that is most dear to thee. Let me suffer much for her. I want her to be in heaven. It was around 9:30 and I was reading. All of a sudden I am shaken by a hand resting gently on my left shoulder. I turn in fright. I was afraid and tried to call out, but I was held back. I turned and saw a person dressed in white. I recognized it was a woman. I looked and her expression assured me I had nothing to fear. Gemma, she said after some moments. Do you know me? I said no, because that was the truth. She responded, I am Mother Maria Teresa of the Infant Jesus. I thank you so very much for the great concern you have shown me, because soon I shall be able to attain my eternal happiness. All this happened while I was awake and fully aware of myself. Then she added, continue still, because I still have a few days of suffering. Then she hugged me and went away. Her countenance, I must say, inspired much confidence in me. From that hour I redoubled my prayers for her soul, so that soon she should reach her objective. But my prayers are too weak. How I wish that for the souls in purgatory my prayers should have the strength of the saints.
And the dear victim of expiation suffered without ceasing for 16 days, at the end of which God was pleased to accept her sacrifice, and to release that soul. This is how Gemma herself told me.
Toward 1:30, it seemed to me that the Blessed Mother herself came to tell me that the holy hour I was making, was drawing to an end. Then almost immediately I saw Sister Maria Teresa coming toward me, dressed as a Passionist, accompanied by her guardian angel and by Jesus. Oh, how she has changed since the last time I saw her. Smiling, she drew close to me and said, I am very happy, I go to enjoy my Jesus forever. She thanked me again. Then she waved me goodbye with her hand several times, and with Jesus and her guardian angel she flew to heaven. It was about 2:30 in the morning.